Good evening, gentlemen. This is Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 143 of Yeetus's Thoughts. I know you guys missed me. It's been a couple of days. I just been chilling like a villain because plenty of people besides me that want to live stream, and I didn't want to distract you guys with my epic rants. So I pretty much just took a step back and have you guys watch Hammerhand, Undead Chronic, not Rishi yet, but Manic the Mechanic, all that stuff. I just took a couple days break from the live stream just so you guys have time to see everybody else. But I'm back now. Let's go. So the today's topic is literally when good men go bad. When good men go bad. And Tupac Shakur is a perfect example of that. Complete example. He came from a single mother household. So that should tell you guys a lot of things in itself. And he was taught all the wrong things when it comes to a man dealing with a woman. Why do you think when he was eventually old enough to be out there doing things himself, he went from that goody two shoes, hey, my mom told me to respect all women, put them on a pedestal, treat them all like Cleopatra. Immediately, a few years later, he's just keeping it real, saying, hey, if you're chilling with a cool female, that's all good. But if you're dealing with a bitch, you gotta break her ass and shake her ass. Gentlemen, the main thing that I want to talk about today is his mom tried his best to raise him right according to her values, according to her ethics and morals. But I'm sure all you guys know already, the world will reveal to you the truth. The world will reveal you the reality of what things actually happens, how things actually work, especially when it comes to the dynamics of relationships. I'm going to add in Grey Go soon, and we're going to react to this video. I'm sure majority of you guys already watched it, but we're gonna watch this and we're gonna digest it, and you guys tell me what you think about it, because I truly believe as soon as Tupac Shakur went out on his own and he went out to the real world, his transformation is night and day. Night and day. And his transformation can apply to literally a majority of men out here in the West. Because let's keep it real. I'm sure that a good amount of men out here, they listen to their mom's advice or the sim dad's advice. Say, oh, you need to treat her like this, you need to treat her like that. Oh, she's literally your whole world. Oh, you need to get married and blah blah blah. But as soon as you went out to the real world, you saw the complete opposite. You saw the complete opposite. And we will definitely get into that very soon, gentlemen. We will get into that very soon, because I'm pretty sure I'm about to get on the epic rant. But before I do, if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus and the Warband, the two links are on top of the chat. You can donate to Cash App or PayPal. That's the best way you can donate to me, because the money comes to me directly. But if you don't, you can super chat or super thanks. But in all seriousness, thank you very much for everybody that's been supporting me for the last couple months, because holy fuck, I did not expect this much support from all you guys. It is insane. Me and Gray can tell you as well. The artwork for this podcast is almost done. Give it a week or two more, and then I'm gonna have another animation for you guys to look at. It involves me and Gray. It involves me and Gray. But I would not be able to do that without you guys' help, without you guys' donations. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for investing and supporting this channel. Not gonna lie. All right, let's go ahead and add Gray Ghost. What's going on, Gray? What's going on?
Good evening, Warband. Oh, busy day as usual, busy week, but damn, I'm like what
But hey,
seven
Gray.
subs left? Yeah.
Yeah, some. Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot to say that.
Two
Hey,
subs, 2 subs away.
chat, everybody in the chat, if you have not subbed to Gray, sub to him right now. He is literally 2 subs away for him to do community posts. If you have not subbed to him, sub to him right now. Gray is that guy. Like, if I'm not able to do any type of live streams or videos, Gray is definitely the next best thing. I know you guys already know about Undead Chronic and Ribby the Party Frog, but Gray and I are very similar. So if I'm not able to make any type of videos, Gray can do it in my place, and he does a great job. So if you have not sub, please go sub to Gray. Please go, because he always takes it a step further. I usually don't do that shit. All right, Gray. How's your sub count?
Let's take a look at obsessively hit the refresh button. 500 subs, just
Let's
like
go.
that.
Let's go. And it's on my live stream too. Let's go.
Freaking print screening this.
Congratulations, man. 500 subs, bro. And this happened what, 2 weeks?
Oh, gee, yeah, basically. Like, let me see when my first video went up. It wasn't that long.
Look at that.
Yeah,
500
June.
subs.
I first one June 20th, so not even a month. Not even a month.
That's good. What are you going to be doing for your first community post when it comes up sometimes next week?
Definitely, I'm gonna start using my Photoshop skills to start bashing out some custom memes.
Let's go. You already had people saying like, congrats, like Lion and McDowell.
Thank you all. Like, seriously, thank you all for subbing and putting up with my inconsistent upload schedule, but I'm working on it.
I'm still looking for what happened to the Golden Rule video. I'm still, me personally, I want to see that video.
Yeah, I've got the script. Like, I've just been kind of researching hard for the discussion that's happening later tonight. So, like, once that's...
is there going to be a lot of editing in that video? The Golden Rule or the Golden, I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, the Golden Y. There's definitely going to be editing. I'm looking through all of my stuff in the Unreal Engine store, like the Epic store, to make sure that I have like all the assets that I'm going to need. And I might even be using some of the Warband money to purchase a couple extra.
Hey, I gotta stop you right quick, Gray, because this was a out of nowhere donation from the generous subs I have today. Thank you very much. I'm gonna read this right quick. There's 2 of them actually. Chaz, I know. Hey, Chaz, I've been recognizing you a lot more, especially through the comments. Thank you for the generous donation. Good afternoon, Yeetus. Good men are chewed up and spat out by the world. This society doesn't let kindness flourish. It let kindness burn. And after it burns, all you got left are ashes. You are definitely not wrong. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
That's the thing. It doesn't even let them burn. It actively burns them. Like, this isn't like a tree just spontaneously combusting in the forest. Like, good men are cut down and used as fuel.
I completely agree, and we will definitely get into that in detail. I really believe this is very important. thing because I know, gentlemen, I spoke about this before, but with the help of Gray, we will definitely get into detail about this. No worries. Um, I received another very generous donation. I will say AM. I don't want to say your real name. Um, Sir Yeetus, put this one in the booze bank. It's the least I can do for you for the endless hours of entertainment and words of wisdom. I have seen every one of your episodes. Oh shit. Oh, I got number one fan. Is that what you're saying, me? Oh my god. Don't get to see you live often, but always listen at work. Thank you, Gray, Rishi, and the Warband for everything you do. See, here's the thing, gentlemen. If I was truly, and Gray can agree, if I was truly for the money, do you really think that I'll be taking a break from doing live streams and shit right now? No, not even close. I guarantee you, if me and Gray was in it for the money, we'll be cranking out 2 to 3 live streams a day. We're not in this for the money. We are in this because, God forbid, right? Once again, this is the biggest thing that I think about often. If something happens to me, and I don't know about Gray, but if something happens to me, you know, I end up passing away, right? Similar to Venture Mental. That I told you guys, Venture Mental definitely put my perspective of morality. Like I really think about that often. His death definitely make me want to drive a lot more when it comes to content. Because who knows, tomorrow I tripped up the stairs and I hit my head on one of the corners and I pass away. Yes, it can happen. Or I just get mauled by a fucking gorilla. Who knows? At least you guys had countless content from my channel that not just you, but future young men can look at and say, hey, this guy's speaking facts. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, honestly, yeah, because it wouldn't be that hard for just brief lapse and bam, wiped out on the way to work or something. And of course, with things going the way they are and my ass being stuck in Canada, yeah, like, shit goes south up here. My odds aren't great. So, at the very least, I got to say things that I actually wanted to say to people that like both found value in it and ideally were able to benefit from it.
Agreed. I definitely agree. And once again, when it comes to top of knowledge, you can't get it anywhere else. You definitely cannot without some type of censoring bullshit. It is something that I work at almost every day. So you guys have plenty of things to learn from. Like with my content, you will rarely see content of mine that are the same. Me and Gray, we don't regurgitate the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. That is the weakest, that is the easiest, that is the most conniving bullshit you can do as a manosphere creator, to repeat the same bullshit and expect motherfuckers to pay.
Like, quite honestly, I'm in the middle of a 12-hour documentary and going to be hosting a 4-hour discussion tonight solely for the purpose of putting one of the recurring things to fucking bed. Like,
Agreed. And I already see it right now. You guys are definitely invested in the channel. Once again, I am almost at 10K. I did not expect myself to get this far. I really did not. I thought it would be around 2 or 3K and that's it. But the fact that I am reaching 10K after a little bit over a year when I first started posting, that is very humbling. That is very humbling. The fact that almost 10,000 people are willing to watch my videos or at least look at my community posts. That means that, hey, I'm not the one that's spewing all that bullshit. Like I keep it real. Like I try to keep it as real as possible for you guys, and it's mainly off of experience. It's mainly off of experience. Why will you listen to a guy that never even interacted with a woman in his life? You get what I'm saying, Gray?
I do. Although I would say I'd listen to that guy if he was speaking the truth. Because, like, if someone's telling the truth, like, and not just something that they genuinely believe in, but if they are actually transferring true knowledge, does it really matter how they came across it?
No, no. But you can tell very quickly if a person doesn't really know what he's talking about. I guess that's a better way I can say it.
Yeah. Now, if you want someone who is capable of backing up what they're saying, ideally with like logic and reason, and even if that's not necessarily there, at the very least, the experience and the evidence to back it up.
Bingo, I definitely agree. But um Abby reacts. What is Greg going on about? He's going on about some good shit. What are you talking about?
And probably the discussion. I've ended up ranting about boomers for at least three streams over the course of a week, and it getting nowhere. So hopefully that will be able to be put to bed tonight. And if not,
if you're red pill, you know what the fuck we're talking about. So, in my opinion, if you're confused with what Gray is saying, you're definitely not red pill, or you're a woman. Let's keep it real. Because women in general, 99%, none of you motherfuckers can clearly comprehend what we're saying. Why, you ask? Oh, Sir Yeetus, why are you saying that? Because majority of them, they're only here to respond. They're not here to listen. They're not here to listen. Not once they wanted to say, hey, this is what men actually look for in a woman. This is what men actually are attracted to. No. They want to bring in their feminist bullshit so they can warp the fucking definitions and ideals so they don't have to put in any type of fucking effort to get a good man. What do you say about that, Gray?
yeah, it is the unfortunate pattern that every woman that comes here has some kind of ulterior motive. They are either looking to influence a large number of men or to gain intel to influence individual men, because they're like trying to settle down and they're looking for how to behave to get a high value man to stay with them.
So. Agreed. I definitely agree, because in my opinion, any good woman that's out here in 2022, she's already snatched up. She's gone.
Like, let's be honest. Like the ideal good woman does not have social media or a YouTube channel, and certainly isn't looking up manosphere stuff. She's too busy like raising her kids and learning new cooking recipes.
The closest I can think of is the not the Mormon, but the other one.
Amish.
Yeah, the Amish women. There was actually a video of a person going to Amish women in the household while they're doing cooking and stuff, and trying to school them on today's lingo when it comes to LOL or, oh man, oh, that shit's busting and all that stuff. They had no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And I had no choice but to slow clap. Like, holy shit, there's still women out here that's not fucking poisoned by feminism. But I know as soon as they go to the city, it's game over.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing. The more people they interact with, the more likely they are to interact with a node of the hive mind. It's like imagine if every computer in the world that was connected to the internet was infected with a virus, and you just have your computer networked to a handful via LAN. But the more you connect to via LAN, eventually you're going to find one with a Wi-Fi connection, and then you're screwed.
So fucked. So fucked, gentlemen. Once again, I'm saying this right now because I had plenty of experience of seeing countless men bringing home foreign women, thinking that they could be different in the Western world, aka the United States. Literally, all but two got fucked over in the courts. I counted a few months ago. All but two of the people that I know, all men, all of the men that got married, only two of them didn't get fucked over. The rest of them did. And who knows if those two guys that got married to foreign women will get fucked over in the future.
Yeah, like just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it will never happen. There's no statute of limitations on divorce.
Agreed. Agreed. But I guess we're the crazy ones, right? We're the crazy. And Gray, I'm sure you saw the video that I posted today, right?
Honestly, like I get in from work, hose myself off, and immediately start organizing stream stuff. There's no, oh hey, let's check out what everyone's done recently.
Oh,
It's it's just I hop from one grind to another, man.
It's all good. Watch my video right now. Watch it right
Yeah.
now. You see wrong. It's like 45 seconds. We'll get to the Tupac thing very soon, chat. But right now we got to get everything established.
Okay, wow, she slurred her words so hard. I actually got to listen to it again.
Oh like, damn!
This is where fucking subtitles would be useful.
That is true. I had to listen to it a few times myself.
Hey, so hold on a second. You gotta listen.
Do you say I have to listen? I made the video.
Hey, something about men dating young girls, boy older women impress them.
Pretty much grown women pressure. That's what she said.
Oh, because grown women pressure them.
Yep. Did you listen to my response?
I'm getting to that now. I actually just tried to listen to her 3 times in a row.
Okay. Because this is definitely need to be specified. We're still here, gentlemen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I've caught it, and that's exactly the thing. Women just cannot refuse to get it through their heads that a man, like, okay, you know, here's the thing. I would say that a man doesn't want to date another man, but quite frankly, when men do date men, they treat their partners less like a man than a woman pretending to be a man does. Like seriously, I'm positive that most homosexual male couples, the guy does not come home after a hard day's work and the other guy immediately starts ranting and complaining and making demands of him.
Agreed. That's what I also said. Like, besides, like, why would I want to go home into some type of fucking attitude like that? Once again, I've seen countless men staying at the bar for as long as they can to prepare for the nonsense they have to deal with at home.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like and I think that's kind of the big difference. You see, when a man is dealing with another man, he has empathy. He understands what the man wants out of a given situation because he can actually go, you know what? I'm a dude. This is what I'd want. He looks tired. He does not want bullshit ever. Whereas the woman, she's like, I want to fight. I'm going to fight the man, and I'm going to think that and I'm going to justify it and say that it's something he wanted, when it's like, no, I'm just bored and want drama, and I don't give a shit what the other guy thinks.
Yeah, that's why they got mad at me when I made that post on Poor Man Podcast. I don't know if you guys who he is, but I was with him since 20K subs. Right now he is 613,000 subs right now. He blew the fuck up. But besides that point, I'm definitely that type of person to hold women accountable for the nonsense, but he is showing no mercy. Like, the only reason why he didn't get canceled is because he ain't using any type of curse words.
So he's inventive with it.
I agree, but I'm gonna address this super chat by Eva Herman. Thank you for the generous $2 donation, Eva Herman. I greatly appreciate it, man. Like, you always here with the $2 donation. I always expect you to donate $2 because you're definitely that generous, bro. Keep up the good work, guys. You both my homies. Yeah, of course. Of course. You're not the type to hold back whatsoever. You're not the type. And before we begin with the video, are you ready for the video?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to address one more. Mr. Pliska, thank you for the generous super chat. And he didn't really say anything per se. He just donated. That's typical of him. He and Channel and I forgot these other guys' names. I still believe they're millionaires because they're just throwing money at everybody in the Warband. They really do great investment when it comes to Warband content. And for that, I am forever grateful to Mr. Pliskin. He gives no fucks. He's like, "Oh, you guys want money? Here." Like, I guarantee you, if he was in person, he would throw it at your face. Like, it's like you hear a huge smack in the face, like, psh, like, oh, what the fuck?
Hey, see, that's why you want money thrown at you in America, because in Canada they can throw big coins.
That would be some shit. Why are you throwing coins at me? Oh my god, it's a hurricane.
Just a row of tooties. That would actually hurt like a bitch.
Gentlemen, before we get into the Tupac video, because I know it's going to take a good chunk of our time, if you want to support your boys here, Yeetus and the Warband, the two links on top of the chat are the best possible way to donate. That is through PayPal, Cash App, okay? Because that money goes directly to me. But if you cannot, there's Super Chat or Super Thanks. But even then, if you cannot donate through all of that, I really don't give a fuck, okay? As long as you listen to what me and Gray has to say, that's all that matters at the end. Money is money. In fact, Gray, can you tell them about the most recent artwork I sent you? Like, that's in progress?
Yeah, we got like I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's definitely the biggest cast of any like Warband art that I've seen. Maybe with the exception of the Forces animation. Like, full on scene, and it very much does describe what we do here. Like, kind of the condition for the discussions that we have. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the finished product, and I think that everyone else will be like really pleased with how it comes out.
I definitely agree, gentlemen. This is what I'm talking about. I would not be able to do any of this stuff. I would not be able to do any type of artwork or nothing, right? I would just be some regular old Yeetus beach if it wasn't for you guys. I upgraded big time because you guys, whoever donates now, or whoever donated in the past, or whoever watched my fucking content, I appreciate every single one of you. Gray, can you pull the Tupac video?
Yeah, 1 sec for get my OBS done. So just going to disable the camera for a second so I can get the footage right.
I'll pull you up as the single person. Hold up. Solo layout. Bam.
Yeah. All right. 2 seconds here. Gonna arrange this. And I'll actually be able to include chat in this as well. 1 second. Yeah, cool. That works. And get you in here, Yeetus. Yeah. And
Your friend's doing a great ghost.
yeah. 2 seconds, gentlemen. All right. Here we go. Camera back on.
All right, we're gonna play his nice side first, and then we're gonna progress. We're gonna talk about each phase because I guarantee you, a lot of you men that's watching right now, or any men in the future, I'm telling you, I guarantee that you'll be able to relate to what Tupac went through. Once again, this was only a 6-year span before he passed away. No. He was 17, right? So, my bad. 8-year span before he passed away.
Actually, I don't know if they'll be able to hear it. Hold on a second. Gotta get this. So, yeah, they'll be able to hear anything you say through this as well. So,
Well, I'm not gonna say anything while the video's playing. So,
okay. Well, all right. So here goes transferring the audio, and we'll begin.
okay.
Seen guys speak to women with this much respect, and I deplore that. My mother is just totally. I grew up. My mother raised me, so I have this much respect for women, and I fight often because of that, and it gives me a lot of friends. I mean, I get a lot of friends but I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women. But then, like I was liking this girl in Tam, and I'm extra nice, extra gentleman. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best. And she told me I was too nice. I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't work because I was too nice. That was the ultimate stab in the back. So I went through a week of just going, forget it, I'm just gonna be like them. Because they seem to get the girls and they call girls the B word.
Eventually.
Pause. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, what do you have to say about that before I go in?
God, it's freaking grates on me so hard that like a dude likes a girl and then starts spouting lines like you're the best, you deserve the best. Like he didn't actually qualify that with anything that she did or anything about who she was. Like he's literally just giving her these compliments about her character and her deservingness of the world solely because he thinks she's pretty. Like, come on. As a guy, if you were complimented like that aggressively, you'd be weirded out. Like, makes sense? Just
I'm back.
That's
I had to go get food right quick. My bad.
yeah. That's the thing. Like, dude likes a girl and then immediately starts talking like how she's the best thing that ever happened to the world. Like, she deserves the best. Like, keep in mind, you say to a girl, you deserve the best. Why is she going to be interested in you then? You are not the best. Like, you could be the number one male in the world. You're still not the best by every single metric.
Well, he could be the best at the moment.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, think about how much of an ego thing for that guy is. Like, if a guy is saying you deserve the best and he likes her, like, is that not the biggest way of telling a woman to leave?
I thought you meant the woman says that the man is the best. My bad.
No. Like, the guy telling the woman that he thinks that she's the best when he's trying to have a relationship with her.
Yeah, because men are, unfortunately, we love idealistically. That is our curse. You know, we believe that this woman is the one, and we, unfortunately, at times we ignore her flaws. We ignore the obvious red flags.
Okay, but like, putting that aside, like, let's assume that there are no obvious red flags and this is just like a genuinely decent woman. I still don't see how saying you deserve the best is supposed to be the foundation for building a relationship. Like, that honestly seems like the kind of thing you say to someone who you're saying goodbye to.
See, that's the thing. That's the unfortunate reality of men being raised by single mothers. That's the unfortunate reality. They're raised since birth to treat women as literally the circle of their universe. Like, even Tupac wasn't safe from it until he moved out on his own. He definitely really thought that if he followed his mother's advice, he will eventually find the one. And he could have found the one in high school if he wasn't a whole simp, right? The mom raised him as a simp.
Well, but there was another interesting aspect to it that was mentioned there. He said he got a lot of friends because he treated women with respect.
Female friends?
No, probably male friends. Like, maybe female friends, but that's the other thing. The seeking social validation aspect. Like, I think that if you went up to a man, no matter how strong the simp, and genuinely asked him, what man do you think is more attractive? The man who is constantly changing his behavior to get as many people as possible to like him, or the man who stands on his own regardless of whether someone likes him or not?
The man that stands on his own, because not too many people or men specifically are able to stand 10 toes down on their ethics, morals, and values. You know,
But that's the thing. But if you went to Tupac back in that video and asked him that question, and he said, "Well, I think that the man who stands on his own is strong," then I'd say, so why do you think a woman would want to be with the kind of man you are?
See, and that's the biggest thing that Tupac was missing. He didn't really have any strong male role models in his life, in his childhood at least. He didn't really have no strong role models whatsoever to say, hey, no, you got to focus on you in order to become self-efficient, and you put yourself as first priority. Not once that I know of that a man told him that. It's literally women are the best, women are number one, women are alpha and omega.
And this is something that, like, so many guys, they never really reflect in those situations. They're so busy chasing the emotional validation. It's like chasing a dopamine high. They're just looking for the next smidgen of approval. They're looking for someone to look at them and smile because it makes them feel good. But they're not able to detach and actually analyze their own behavior from the outside. And of course, that's intentional. But that's the biggest drawback to them being able to grow out of it. They don't have... Like, if you actually stopped the guy and asked him what he thought about himself, I'm pretty sure many of them wouldn't have any sort of immediate answer. They'd actually need to stop and think about it for a while, because they're not used to thinking about themselves. They're used to paying attention and thinking about everyone else around them and everything else around them.
Which is why I say, do you blame all these men having that type of mentality, knowing that they don't really have a father figure, a strong father figure in their life? It was just their single mother. I wouldn't put the complete blame on them.
No, not 100%. However, I also cannot completely absolve them, because there was guaranteed someone who saw this kind of behavior and gave them negative feedback at least once. Like, every bit of negative feedback, every blow to the dopamine hit, that's a moment when a man gets the chance to break away and reflect.
Hey, do you want to respond to this right quick before I do? Hold up. Samantha P. The strongest man I've ever met didn't really have a youth male role model. Do you want to respond to that right quick before I do?
Well, it's completely lacking in detail as to any sort of context. And just because a man does not have a physical, human male role model right then and there, you're telling me that this man also never watched a movie or show or read a book in his life?
Or say, man.
Like, I'm assuming pre YouTube, like, because, you know, for me it was quite a while before going online was a thing. But, like, there were still books. You still had father figures in books a couple decades back. You still had, like, decent men on television and in movies a while back.
Al Bundy, Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington. I can name plenty that spread the red pill, even though it wasn't called red pill back then. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Like, if a guy's ever read, like, a fantasy novel in his life or a science fiction novel, or, I mean, heck, have they ever read To Kill a Mockingbird? Like, there's one of the, like, almost stereotypical father figures right there with Atticus Finch.
I definitely read that shit.
Like, there's all kinds of books that, like, kids read in their youth. And yeah, especially nowadays when father figures aren't the most present or even the strongest. Like, men will instinctively seek out a father figure, like, in some other kind of medium.
I'm gonna keep it real. Elliot Hulse is definitely one of the first people, at least I saw on YouTube, that didn't try to kiss up a woman's ass. They really try to help men out there to not only be the best they can be physically, but he definitely gave a good amount of gems when it comes to relationships. That's why I forever have respect for LA Hulse. And he's still doing it till this day, whenever he can. Because let's keep it real, gentlemen. 60 years or 70 years of indoctrination does not beat 10,000s of years of evolution. Or I would say hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. It does not beat it whatsoever. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest flaw that a lot of feminists has. They really believe that just because they can tweak a few words, tweak a few definitions, and gaslight a bunch of men to oblivion, they'll be able to override a shit ton of things that men like or don't like.
And that's ultimately the flaw of feminism and by extension communism. Like, it doesn't work with humans. It constantly requires force and terror and murder to even maintain it for a short period of time. It always falls apart. It's not sustainable.
I completely agree. It is very absurd. And it's honestly, I'm downright offended that women really believe that they'd be able to survive out there all alone, nobody else beside them, with no man inside. They really believe they'd be able to take on the environment, the elements, and other people that has bad intentions with no man on their side. Are you stupid or are you fucking dumb?
I mean, heck, when men in stories take on that kind of stuff, like, they'll often brush close to death several times. Like, and often the only reason they survive is simply because if they didn't, then there'd be no story.
Agreed. I invite any woman that's listening right now, right? All five of you guys. I want you guys to challenge me to go out there in the middle of the nowhere. I'm talking about the rainforest or some type of wooded area. No tools, no nothing, nada. Let's see who's going to survive more. Let's see who's going to be lasting in the end. Because a lot of you feminists, you can't get that through your fucking brain that without men, you're fucked.
Oh god, man, honestly, like, just stay the fuck out of the rainforest. Like, that is a place where, like, your survival is more freaking RNG. Like, I remember the story of these two guys who were on an extended hike, like, through the rainforest, and, like, every night they'd sleep in bug netting to keep it away. And one night this guy basically kicked his bug netting open, had his foot outside it, and something bit it. And his foot swelled up like a grapefruit and needed to be drained hourly. What? 2 seconds. Be right back. Gotta.
Oh, good. So when it comes to that, gentlemen, I get sick and tired of these fucking feminists or these women that they believe that they don't need no man, blah blah blah, even though everything that they can look at in today's society, modern society in the West, everything they look at, 99% of it is invented by men. Let's say all that shit got demolished and we resort back to the forest and shit. Best believe 9 times out of 10, the women would not survive in the fucking wild by themselves. They don't even know how to grow food. They don't even know how to defend themselves. They don't even know how to fucking get some type of communication when it comes to bonfires. They don't even know how to go out there and fish. They don't even know how to go out there and kill a moose and shit. but they have the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, I'm a million times better than a man. Men ain't shit. Men are obsolete. Men are blah blah blah."
I'm back.
And then they have the audacity to try to come to us men to take feminism seriously. I'm just putting it out there. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, I don't really caught part of that. Like,
Oh, I said that all these women, they definitely want to say, "Oh, I don't need men. I don't need this. I don't need that. Blah blah blah. Men are obsolete. Go to war and die. Oh, men, they should be working beneath us. They should be straight up slaves. Blah blah blah." Yeah, everything that I said right now, there was some type of fucking radical feminist that said it. But I guarantee you, right now, if a woman, if men walked away tomorrow and all their responsibilities, society will be fucked.
oh, Garrett, it wouldn't even have to go away tomorrow. Like, if just a bunch of guys were like, fuck it, I'm not delivering shit tomorrow. Like, it wouldn't take every man, just if all the truckers stopped. That's all it would take.
That's it. And right now, we get into that point. We're getting to that point. Right now, the U.S. government, or I want to say the U.S. government, the companies that hire the truck drivers, they are very desperate in hiring truck drivers right now. They are
truck driving pays like. I keep hearing variables about how well truck driving pays. Like, it definitely doesn't pay as well as the truck driving industry would like you to think.
No, within at least 5 years. Okay, if you've done it 5 years consistently, you'll be making close to or over six figures. 5 years.
I have heard variables about that. That the guys who are making that kind of money, like, they're pulling multiple shifts on amphetamines and filling out 3 logbooks.
I know somebody. He clearly is trying to make a name on his own, right? Like, he's just starting. Don't get me wrong. He's just starting. But at this moment, he is only at the most able to pay his truckers $75,000 right now. At the moment, right? Because he's a fresh company. But if he's able to capitalize on the situation right now when it comes to inflation and all that stuff, which is a big if. But if he's somehow able to overcome that, I guarantee you, he'll be able to pay his workers just like a shit ton of other companies before the inflation was able to pay his or her truckers 6 figures. The truckers make great money.
I've just heard variables on it. Like, I don't have any objective information on the subject.
Oh yeah. Truckers in the U.S. The chat. Well, I don't know how many of you guys know about the trucking business, but a good amount of them, they make great money because the strenuous hours they have to go through when it comes to driving cross country. Usually, not too many people are willing to go through that.
Yeah, maybe it's different up here in Canada because, like, right now, the primary guys who are doing a bunch of the trucking and deliveries are a bunch of, like, dudes from India and the Middle East.
True. I see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, if it was up to me, like, I'm telling you right now, once again, besides the inflation, I would not mind being a truck driver. Truck drivers make a fuck ton of money in the United States.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the inflation, I guarantee you, the newcomers, because once again, they don't have enough people at the moment in the United States to do the transportation when it comes to produce or goods.
Oh, no, so there's definitely supply line issues.
So I guarantee you, the people that comes on the line anytime soon, they'll be paid very good within a few years.
Yeah, well, like that is the idea. Is like when supply and demand. Like if the supply of truckers outstripped the demand, then wages would go down. But if the demand for truckers outpaces the supply, theoretically, the wages should go up.
Oh, the U.S. is freaking out right now. They're freaking out when it comes to truck drivers. They really, like, I'm dead ass. They really do not have enough truck drivers at the moment to sustain the U.S. They don't, and I
Yeah,
really do believe at this point, any new upcoming truck drivers, they'll be paid real good.
well, basically, they'll either have to be paid good enough to justify it, or some bullshit's going to happen. Because I know, like, from my experience more in this kind of industry, employers typically don't want to pay anything more than they absolutely have to their employees. So, like, if an employee is not willing to jump ship to get better pay, like they will just keep working that employee into the ground.
Well, I already heard, especially things that happened in California, that California passed a law or a bill that, and I don't know the details. I don't know. You have to look it up. But the results of that bill has countless trucking companies contemplating on moving to a different state. I forgot what the bill was called and what was about.
I think it was. I think I heard something about that. That California is not going to open any new gas stations to fight climate change.
Actually, you know what? That makes sense. And at the moment, plenty of truck companies in in California. I really do believe they will start to move in Arizona or Texas.
Yeah, no, they got to get the hell out of California. They won't be able to function.
But do you want to continue the video?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Bitches ain't shit. We don't love them hoes, and it's like that.
I feel as though it really ain't as big as everybody make it, you know? Even the females know it's bitches. Females don't even hang with females, you know what I'm saying? So why would they expect a nigga to understand something they don't understand? You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two is that these bitches is like boss. She out there handling her business. She ain't saying, why you call me bitch? She clowning, you know, and that's what you do. That's how you show and prove. Bet no nigga gonna fuck with her. If you call yourself a bitch, who can call you a bitch? Niggas need to stop giving these bitches all the attention. That's why niggas is dying now. When these hoes get horny, niggas die. Hoes get horny, niggas die. Why? Every time. Every funeral you go to.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that? What Tupac just said?
I think it's actually one of the things he said, like, they call themselves that, so you should be able to call them that. Like, you know, there's another word that that could apply to.
I'm not talking about the word, but when he said that,
yeah,
horny.
Oh yeah, that's the. I slightly disagree with the diagnosis. I don't think it's that they're horny. I think that. Then you know, let me finish.
I'll let you finish.
I don't think that they're necessarily horny. I think they're just bored.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I agree.
All right.
I agree to an extent.
Like, to a certain, like, maybe horniness is the leading cause of death, but like that's the thing. They don't start fights between men because they, I don't know, maybe some of them do just to jack off in the corner or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of them do it because they're bored and they want some entertainment. So they basically find two starving dogs and throw a steak between them.
No, but at the end of the day, he's not wrong. When hoes get horny, people die. Yes, I'm using code word, right? Because Susan, when hoes get horny, people die. And I'm sure a decent amount of you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because she will cause some stupid ass fucking drama. And then she will expect you, the white knight, to sort out the drama that she caused in the first place. And then you and the other person will be dead or in jail. And she will already be in the blankets of another man. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, like, that's honestly probably the saddest case scenario because, like, it's basically, I want dinner, a show, and sex. So I'm going to get dinner from one guy, and then make two guys fight for the show, and then get laid with the next guy who feels pity for me afterwards.
But that's the thing. How much time or how much craziness does a man's girl has to go through to the point where there's jail or death involved? All because of her actions.
You mean, like, how much does the woman have to go through, or
How much does the man and the male lover has to go through? Just because she did it out of spite, she did it because she fell out of love, or she did it out of abusement.
that's the thing.
It happens a lot
Honestly,
more.
like, no, it's the fault. Like, the falling out of love is like, falling out of love is just a fancy way of saying spite.
That's what she said.
Nice thing. Like, it's not. Oh, well, yeah. If believing what a woman says is not useful in determining their actual motivations. They say whatever the heck they need to say to make their bullshit sound better and to make them sound like less of a shitty person.
But does it matter what she believes in or not? You have no control.
That's the thing. Like, as soon as a man thinks peace and quiet is time that, he gets to reflect. He enjoys it. He enjoys being able to be alone with his thoughts in solitude and capable of really processing and putting together the events of the day in his life. A woman uses that time to figure out how to get out of that situation.
All right, I see what you're saying. But before we continue, we could just one more bit, and then we'll be done for this stream. The stream shouldn't be that long. If you want to support your boy, Sir Yeetus of the Warband, the two links are on top of the chat: Cash App or PayPal. If you are not able to donate to those links, there's Super Chat or Super Thanks. If you can't donate at all, I don't care. As long as you're able to listen to what me and Gray have to say, that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Okay. Because the donations, once again, is mainly for art. Anything else? As long as you're able to listen to what we have to say, because who knows? Any type of advice that we say, it may or may not able to help you in the future. Just putting out there. We will finish the last bit right now.
Here we go.
it's a bitch that was horny the night before. So you need to start checking these bitches, keep your dick in. Niggas need to go back to the OG penitentiary days and start jacking off. Because if you don't, you're going to end up killing each other. We're going to all die. We got to start saying, fuck these bitches, man. If you fucking with a cool female, that's all good. But if you fucking with a bitch, you need to break her ass and shake her ass.
So what do you have to say about that, Gray?
I think that's an elaborate way of saying men control your biology.
Yeah, and I agree with what he said at the end. If you're dealing with a bitch, break her ass and shake her ass. I agree 1,000,000%. How you gonna let a bitch try to dictate what you do and what you cannot do with your life, or let a bitch dictate your finances? Fuck that.
It doesn't even have to be a bitch, just anyone. What man?
Well,
like outside of it being a woman that he's simping over, do men typically let other people tell them how to spend their money?
no, a man is completely different because a man is able to be held accountable whether he likes it or not. A woman is a different story. If you're not part of the elite, as a man, if you're not part of the elite, you will be held accountable regardless. And even then, the elite be held accountable. And I have a few examples, but besides the point, if you're dealing with that type of woman that really believes in that partnership or that 50-50, or a man's supposed to pay rent, but he has to pay for everything that I have to wear, I have to eat, or blah, 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 and she straight up disrespects you, just like what Tupac said, you gotta break her ass and shake her ass. You need to fucking kick her the fuck out. I don't give a fuck how she begs and moans and complains. Fuck that. If she knew any better, she would have shut the fuck up. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Like, that's exactly it. Like, once a woman has disrespected you, it's like, if a man hits you, you don't wait there for him to punch on you for 5 minutes before starting to hit back.
Oh yeah, instant response. I agree.
It's the same. Like, if you are not willing to immediately clap back at someone who's disrespecting you, you have shown that you will tolerate disrespect.
Completely fucking agree. And if you get to that point, then they really don't give a fuck. Like, they will see, gentlemen, women are like children when it comes to testing boundaries. I'm sure Gray can agree.
Yeah, like they're always looking to push shit. They're always trying to see what they can get away with. And they're going to use whatever has worked before. Like, if you capitulate to a woman once on one thing, she's going to do it again to get you to capitulate again.
Yes. Continue. I will be right back. Give me 1 minute.
Like, there's unfortunately just no real getting away from it aside from immediate disciplinary response. And you have to have lines that you don't have. I wouldn't necessarily say make ultimatums or threats, though any ultimatum or threat that you make, you must carry out. You cannot back on your word with her, because that is weakness. As soon as you say, don't do this or I will X, she will soon, maybe not immediately, but soon, find a way to do X and see if you do what you said you would do. So you better don't ever make a threat that you are not 100% willing to back. And have lines, like, if you have a point where it's not worth it.
All right,
like, if you're going to Like if you have a line where you say like no woman's ever going to treat me like this or I'm going to cut them out of my life, you better do that. And guess what, guys? It's easy to say that here, but the vasopressin that kicks in from an extended relationship is going to fight you for it. And that's why I go on about stuff like vasopressin a lot. Is guys need to realize, no, it isn't fate, it isn't love, it isn't divine will that is making you compromise your morals for this woman. It is chemical goddamn warfare, and you need to recognize it as such.
See, I may be different because I definitely would not hesitate. I would not hesitate whatsoever. Like me personally, I would not.
That's the thing, but that's the thing. You wouldn't hesitate. But how deep a vasopressin bond have you experienced?
See, for me, loyalty and respect is one of my core values. And if you're not able to give me that and you don't have a good reason on why that happens in the first place, then that person can definitely move on to somebody else and I'll burn that bridge.
But that's the thing. Like if a woman was playing the long game and gave absolute loyalty and devotion for, let's say, a couple years, and you had a lot of bedroom action and a lot of close interactions, your brain is going to be telling you to compromise it. Whether you will or not, that's the thing. You still might not. But guys in general need to recognize what their brain is going to do to them, what chemicals are going to be firing, and what it's going to convince them to do, because otherwise they might go along with it not recognizing what's happening.
I see what you say with the regular people or the weak-minded motherfuckers, but I don't give a fuck. Like literally, a woman will always be around. I learned that at a young age. A woman will always be around. I really don't give two fucks. If she did me the wrong way, and I mean if she actually fucking betrayed my trust or whatever, I will not hesitate to burn that bridge. But I'm not saying that you're wrong, Gray. I agree. When it comes to the average man, it'll be very difficult for them to cut that connection off.
I think like this is what happens with Chads too. Like whenever you see a guy who's like, why the heck is he with that woman when he has so many other options? I guarantee you, it's a vasopressin bond. She played the long game.
Working dude, boundaries, yes. Boundaries, connections, where the fuck it is. If you do me wrong, fuck you.
Like here's the thing, like boundaries, like that's just a euphemism. It is a threat. Like that's the thing. Like I understand chat might not be too comfortable with the word threat, but that's what it is. You are saying what the consequence will be for an action taken.
I guess I will say that I'm a very the person that's very vindictive, because I don't forget what you've done to me. I don't. I really don't. There's really a couple of people in my past I haven't talked to within the last 15 years. Just because they definitely did me wrong. So if a woman or another man in general did me wrong, you can get fucked. I don't give a fuck. Like it's on some fucking Godfather bullshit. Like I'm guarantee you, you will not be on my good side. Like you can't be on my good side if you betray my trust or you betray my friendship. You just can't. You just can't. You can't whatsoever. Anybody that tries to say otherwise is fucking naive. If I'm here doing good to you and you fuck me over, fuck you. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Yeah, when I've decided that someone is my enemy, they are removed from my life.
And believe me, I tend to forget about them eventually. Like I don't really like ponder on it. But if it comes up, I'll let them know how I feel. Like you're worse than the lowest grade of piece of shit. You're fucking out of my radar. I don't give a fuck about you because
No,
you
honestly,
know.
they're lucky if they even get that out of me. Like if they get that out of me, it's because like I actually gave a fuck about them, and it's closure for me. But I will just straight up disappear on someone because like the worst thing I can do to people is fucking vanish on them and never associate with them again. Because if I'm associating with someone, they should be benefiting.
I definitely agree, man. I agree 1,000,000%. This is why I say, hey, you know, that's why I see Taylor the Fiend as a fucking Judas. Because yeah, me and Under Chronic and anybody else in the Warband, we have disagreements. You like a lot of people don't understand. Just because we're in the Warband, no, the Warband is awesome and all, doesn't mean we don't have disagreements. I'm not here trying to stab people in the back just because they don't disagree with me. Like, no, not don't. Just because they disagree with me doesn't mean I'm out here trying to stab people in the back. Okay. I am not that type of person. I hate I hate Judases so much. I hate motherfuckers that don't stick by to their homeboys or homegirls or don't stick by to their what Hammerhand said, value, ethics, morals, all that stuff. I just those type of people.
A slight fine print there. If these people have done no wrong to encourage it, like if you are like homeboys with someone and they screw you over first, yeah, cut ties with them. Refuse to associate with them. Don't fucking deal with them anymore. Throw them under the fucking bus, whatever. At that point, they're your enemy and a threat to you. Get rid of them by any means necessary. But if they've done absolutely nothing to indicate that they are anything but a positive influence in your life, and you throw them under the bus for whatever sort of trivial gain you get out of it, like no one should ever put their trust or faith in you in the future, because you've just proven that you can be bought and sold like a street corner whore.
Agreed. I agree 1,000,000%. Because best believe as the warband gets bigger, there'll be a lot of people that's trying to say, oh, let me go up into your team, or oh, maybe you should join my team because I have 1,000,000 subs. Fuck you. Because what the Warband is doing is a lot bigger than subs and likes and donations, right? Even though the donations is very nice, and I appreciate everybody that donates in the first place. This is beyond us, okay? Because I guarantee you, God forbid that the entirety of my channel is deleted. Let's say if it stays on YouTube, this is very good knowledge for the future young men to watch my videos and say, hey, you know what, this Sir Yeetus guy, he's right when he's talking about his shorts and stuff. Or, oh, this person's right when he's talking to the gray ghost. I really do believe that at this point in time, when it comes to this current game, I don't know how long I'm gonna have my channel, but if it's here long enough, it is definitely an archive for young men to say, hey, you know, oh, yo, this person's making sense. This person's doing this, or this person's doing that. But at the same time, I won't be surprised if the internet eradicates the warband.
Well, that's the thing. If the internet eradicates it, that's why backups are essential. That's why I'm trying to get some of the clips archived, because they're not just being saved into the YouTube servers. Like, that's a file that I have on my computer, and even should stuff be wiped, those files are still going to be around. And worst case scenario, you can pass that stuff around on USB sticks.
I completely agree, but Do you mind if I read this super chat real quick?
Go right ahead, man.
So this person, I will say SM. I'm not going to say your full name. Thank you for the generous super chat. I greatly appreciate it. A lot of you guys, anytime I go on live stream, you guys are definitely selfless when it comes to donations. Once again, it is very humbling that you guys even take time out of your day to even listen and donate to my channel. Thank you very much. I never say fuck bitches because they don't even deserve my wiener. I'll keep my wiener and my mustard to myself. Thank you. They can play their self jacking off games to themselves in hell for all I care. Woo! Oh, this guy is not playing. Holy shit. Oh, he is not playing. Oh my god. He's not in a good mood. Oh. Hey man, I don't blame you because once again, many men around the world. Yes, I'll say around the world because we experience a lot of things differently, right? A shit ton of men they will deal with minor drama, or B, a shit ton of men will deal with a scorned woman that will go out of her way to make sure that you will have a miserable life for years to come. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Like, that's the thing. It's dangerous these days. Like, to associate with them, to have relations with them, it's dangerous, and they're looking for ways to screw you. They're looking for ways to hurt you. All of them know, at least not all of them all the time. But eventually a woman is going to try to hurt you just to see how you react to the pain.
Well, yes and no, because once again, you saw the video of the man that had his car set on fire.
Yeah.
Have you noticed her body language?
Oh, I saw that. I'm not saying that that's the only reason they'll do it, but even if a woman,
I was just asking, have you noticed her body language? Knowing that she did it, but have you noticed her body language?
Yeah, it's just stood there.
Just stood there. No fear, no threat of violence. She just stood there. See, actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you continue before I fucking go off.
That's the thing. She's watching a movie. Like, it's just a movie to her. A man freaking out, breaking down that his life is destroyed, like, that doesn't register. Like, you and I have more empathy for that man because we know that that's real. That's a real man's life destroyed. We can project into the past and the future and see the tragedy that led up to this. And we empathize and learn from it. To her, this may as well be a scene in a film. That's all it is. It's just another piece of entertainment. Just another bit of soap opera drama. She set the car on fire just to watch people's reactions and maybe look at some of the pretty colors.
But right now, I'm kind of confused with Samantha P's comment. It was nothing more than a suggestion, really not that deep. I don't know if she's talking to somebody else or.
Yeah. Honestly, like if comments aren't like clear in the context, it's kind of just a waste of time to even try to decipher them. Like, people, if you're trying to say something like to be read like by the host of this stuff, you got to give context to what you're saying.
True. But Megtown Podcast, okay, there's Shroom Moses. Didn't you say that Rishi isn't a real mushroom?
Well,
Tim, let my people go. Oh shit. Oh, that's too funny. Fucking hell, yeah. You guys are wilding out in the chat right now. I didn't even read all the chat yet. Hold up. Francesco, she knows she's untouchable. I agree. That's the only reason I said this woman did not move an inch. She did not move a muscle. Only
but
because
that's
she knows that she has a state, simps, and white knights on her side.
but that's
I
the thing.
guarantee
She
you-
thinks she's untouchable, and that man complied. He made her fantasy real with his compliance.
But
Her head is within her head. She is within arm's reach, and there is concrete right there. If he
Did you-
wanted to, he could have
you-
dealt with shit right
you
then
hit-
and there.
Did you see his side though? Like, did you hear what he said in the conversation? Like she took his family away from him. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure he didn't want to go to jail for the rest of his life, knowing that the mother's dead. He's in jail for life, and the kids are wandering out here doing whatever.
Men have.
I'm just saying that's the only reason why he didn't.
No, but that's the thing. But that's what happens because men are constantly. Okay, so this reminds me, actually, of one of the scenes in the documentary that I've been watching. During the Bolshevik Revolution, the government came and they took all the grain from the farmers.
Yeah.
All of it. Condemned them to death. Those farmers did not fight back. If someone is actively taking your food and the means to produce more food, you're willing to take more of a chance trying to fill your belly with grass and rocks than you are to try and stop people from taking your property. At that point, you deserve it.
Well,
And that's this man right here. He made it so there were no consequences. He had every second of power, but he kept thinking, maybe if I behave just a little bit longer. All evidence to the contrary, but maybe if I just behave and comply a little bit longer, willingly suffer a little bit more, then maybe she'll stop hurting me and I'll get my life back. No. No, they don't. No, they won't. She's going to destroy you until you're dead. You can either choose for there to be one grave, yours, or two.
So, based on what we know right now, especially the memes that me and Under the Chronic put out there, especially something that happened 118 years ago, would that explain why women in general despise bachelors that choose to not get married? And this happened 118 years ago. 118 years ago, gentlemen. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, like what specifically happened 118 years ago?
I showed the meme. I got you.
No.
I got you right now. Because people say, oh yeah, this MGTOW thing, this bachelor thing is so new. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. Because it happened when your great-great-great-grandmother was born.
Yeah, it's a new name for an old practice. And really, the only reason that the acronym kind of caught on was because it made it easy for men to connect over the idea.
Well, even all those years ago, right? All right. Okay. I think I went too far. Hold up. I'll find it. Hold up. It's crazy how all this time. Oh, right here. Here. Man, why can't I copy the link? It's some bullshit. Says I can't copy the link, but it was 3 weeks ago on my community tab. If you could find it.
All right, I'll start searching, then they can listen to my scroll wheel for a minute.
It's just a bunch of words.
Yeah, it's the thing with people. Like, you know that Yeetus posts a bunch of community posts when that's how long it takes to go back 3 weeks.
Hey, my community post is fire.
I know. Like, seriously, you are definitely... I'd say, honestly, you're probably one of the largest uploaders in the Warband, just in terms of sheer content.
That is true. The only person that can compete, in my opinion, is Ribby.
And even then, he doesn't drop quite as many community tabs. Oh, yeah, here it is. Wait, was it, yeah, marriage advice for young ladies from a suffragette, 1918?
Yeah, can you, are you able to pull it up, or?
Yeah, 1 sec. I'll just move the tab over.
Yeah. Ribby is the closest, because he posts like 3 things a day, and I post like 2 to 3 things a day. So, let me, okay, you're good. Do you want to read that right quick?
Yes, I do. Marriage advice for young ladies from a suffragette, 1918. This pamphlet is on display at the Pontypridd Museum in Wales. The suffragette is unknown. Advice on marriage to young ladies. 1. Do not marry at all. 2. But if you must avoid the beauty men, flirts, and the bounders, tailors' dummies, and the football enthusiasts. 3. Look for a strong, tame man, a firelighter, coal-getter, window cleaner, and yard swither. 4. Don't expect too much. Most men are lazy, selfish, thoughtless, lying, drunken, clumsy, heavy-footed, rough, unmanly brutes, and need taming. 5. All bachelors are, and many are worse still. 6. If you want him to be happy, feed the brute. 7. The same applies to dogs. 8. You will be wiser not to chance it. It isn't worth the risk. A suffragette wife. I mean, she's not wrong with number 6.
But with what did she say about bachelors though?
Well, all bachelors are lazy, selfish, thoughtless, lying, drunken, clumsy, heavy-footed, rough, unmanly brutes, and need taming. And they're worse than that.
So tell me, chat, who is truly here destroying the dynamics of the nuclear family? I'm just asking you. This is an honest question based on this historical fact. This is historical. For the last over 100 years, who is truly destroying the dynamics of family and, in the long run, the dynamics of society? Because right now we have little girls. Right now we have teenage girls. Right now we have young women busting it wide open for the wet ass pussy, whatever the fuck it's called.
No, it's funny. Every time I've heard of a child screwing over their parents and destroying their lives, it's pretty consistently been a female.
Bro, like I'm telling you right now, my dad would not hesitate to wrap a fucking belt around my neck if I was doing this fucking crazy shit. I'm gonna keep it real right now. My dad would not hesitate. And that's what a lot of the today's young adults can't comprehend. They were never, or most likely were never, held to accountability. They never had to deal with consequences. So they really believe they can go throughout life doing whatever they please, and nothing bad is going to happen to them.
That's where you get those people that go over for a vacation in the Middle East and end up as one of the Taliban's new YouTube shorts.
Agreed. And once again, yeah, you can go ahead and meet the prince. You can go ahead and meet a rich guy. You can go ahead and meet whoever it is, and you become the big time. You become big, rich, and blah, blah, blah. But what's the point if you don't even really, once again, I'm quoting Hammerhand, if you don't really have your values, you don't have your ethics, you don't have your morals in check? What's the fucking point? Personally, I don't think it is. If you are living out here pretty well, but definitely within your intrinsic value, you ain't shit, nothing else will matter. Nothing else will matter. Right? There's only a select few that's able to get away with it. And on top of that, get into a position of authority. But majority of us men, we can't get away with it whatsoever. Okay? If you don't have the proper masculine authority in your life to actually teach you how to be a man, in my opinion, 8 times out of 10, you're fucked. What do you gotta say about that?
And that's where the prevention of consequences, you can never really escape consequences. You just kick the can down the road. Like short-term, immediate consequences have been prevented. Like, let's say, for example, that you're never toilet trained. Like, and so you just wander around the house and you do your business wherever you want. No one bothers to correct you. Like maybe they clean it up and put it away, and then you go to your apartment and you continue that habit. Or, not even apartment. Let's say it's like your own house, like they gave you a house for some reason, and you start doing that and not cleaning up after yourself. Yeah, that's when you get violently ill and die.
I completely agree, man. Completely agree. And I had somebody that donated to my super chats, and I'm definitely going to address it right now. Thank you very much, a clever fish. Once again, you slide in with the clutch with all these donations and stuff. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. And I know I say all the time, but I don't give a fuck who it is. If you donate 99 cents, I appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd be stuck with the original art that I had almost a year ago. Thank you. But I'm going to read this right quick from A Clever Fish. Sir Yeetus, the fetus deletus. Piggybacking off of the previous super chat, you can also say to a woman you're cutting off, breaking up with, I tell you to suck my dick, but you don't deserve the honor, and you can't unhinge while your jaw that wide. Personally, yeah, I agree. 2. Seriously though, the women don't fear men. The women that don't fear men, as they know the pigs have their back, as Chronic points out, and he has created monsters. I agree. All this crazy nonsense and all this crazy drama, all this crazy, I'm telling you, man, it's not funny. It definitely created monsters. And once again, Like, we finished the entire video, Tupac. You guys saw the before and after. Yeah, I understand that Tupac Shakur, he had to deal with the thug life. He had to deal with the hip hop life, or etc. etc. But if he actually had a woman that was down for him 110% and was able to actually fulfill his necessities and needs that uh comes with the hip hop life, he definitely would not be as vocal when it comes to women dating hip hop rappers. What did I say about that, Gray?
So you're saying that if he'd had a woman around it, then he wouldn't be talking shit as much?
Not, in my opinion, not as much, no, because he was a public figure. But since he had to deal with nothing but bitches and hoes, he was very, very vocal on dealing with these type of women.
Yeah. I think his thing is very much like you reap what you sow. Like, ladies, if you are going to react positively to abuse, you're going to be abused. And the men who wouldn't, that you treat like garbage, are going to realize what you want to be treated like. And they might not do it to you specifically, especially because, well, you got history with that guy. You're not gonna see him the same way. But it's going to perpetuate that cycle. Men treat women poorly because women react positively to being treated poorly.
Gray, do you mind if you want to do a live stream about that tomorrow? Because I definitely have a couple of videos on that.
It has to be in the afternoon, but probably early afternoon. I'm actually pulling overtime tomorrow.
How early tomorrow? Your time? Because we
definitely no later than 4, maybe as early as 3.
Okay, we can do no longer than an hour. Literally no longer than an hour. When you have to go to work, or if it's soon for you to go to work, we can end the stream right there.
Okay, no, if it was like if we were going to try to do it first thing in the morning, it'd have to be really bloody early.
How early? Because I get up very early.
6 to 7.
Oh, that's nothing to me. I thought you were speaking like 4 or 5. I'm serious.
No, I can stream till, I'm going to say 7 o'clock at the latest, because then I'd have to pack up, prep. And that gives a bit of a buffer zone too.
So you're saying best bet 6 o'clock?
Yeah, 6 a.m. stream. And that also gives me enough time to get some sleep and still be able to do the discussion for the full 4 hours tonight.
All right, you see that, gentlemen? 6 o'clock tomorrow, we'll definitely be having a quick stream when it comes to that type of topic. We'll definitely let you guys know, and it will be a classic. The streams we do is always classic. Like, I'm telling you, gentlemen, it's going to be great. And I'm sure you guys appreciate somebody else being able to challenge what I had to say.
You know, the image that I'm already thinking of the kind of image I'm going to get for the thumbnail. I was like, this might be a spicy morning stream.
But I'm going to read this right quick. So what happened? Oh, but you don't deserve the honor, and you can't unhinge your jaw that wide. Yeah, I'm sure. But Number two, he numerized this as number two. Seriously though, the women don't fear men, as they know the pigs have their back, as Chronic points out, and it has created monsters. Number three, I found it easier to think of women as taller children, nothing more. This helps me keep in mind that children frequently need to be corrected at different levels, whether it means making fun of her behavior, making fun of her behavior in the group, embarrassing her, or chewing her out in a group setting, as they will test. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, with regards to the pigs, like the problem is the pigs are not an immediate trigger response. Like, they still have to be called, they still have to respond, they still have to arrive, and then they can act. Like, a cop is not a shield for a woman, it's a deterrent for a man. It's not that the cops will protect the woman. It's that the cops will hurt the man and maybe clean up the mess. But as we've seen from countless HMTs, if a man decides to snap, seconds are all that's left. The cops are minutes away.
Yep, and I say that all the time, but for some reason it's murder women.
Well, and honestly, many of the times the cops don't even know until the man calls and turns himself in.
Agreed.
So, like, who's gonna call the cops unless you happen to be out in public in the street? You start pulling this crap in private, like you could be buried in someone's, like you could be buried off in the middle of the woods before the cops even know you're missing.
I agree, but I'm gonna read the rest of Clever Fish's super chat. It also makes their behavior less shocking. Sometimes you will have to make them fear you to the point where they can't even bring your pay stub, so they can. So they have a coworker do it. See, here's the thing. When it comes to being feared and respected, I'd much rather be feared.
Well, it's very simple reason why. People will betray those that they love before those that they fear.
I agree 1,000,000%. What do you have to say about that, Gray? Would you rather be? How do I say it? I don't want to say respected. Would you?
That's the thing. It's loved or feared.
Yeah.
Like if I need to be safe and I have to choose between those two, fear will keep me safer than love. Like let's be honest here. If you want to stop someone from attacking you, are you going to recite beautiful poetry, show beautiful imagery, or are you going to pull a gun? Like, I assume you just stepped away, but that's the simplest aspect. Someone who fears you is less likely to attack than someone who loves you. I think Rittenhouse is probably one of the key examples of that. He was outnumbered significantly. They could have absolutely continued to bum rush him, and he would eventually have missed a shot, or not gotten a shot off at the right one in the right time, not being able to cover enough of the flanks, or even had to reload. And they would have gotten him, and probably the people behind him afterwards. But they didn't. Because for all their mob mentality, for all their talk of unity, at the end of the day, they're afraid of getting hurt.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, just saying that Rittenhouse is the key example of fear making one safer than love, because he was outnumbered and they absolutely could have bum rushed him had it not been for the very real fear that he made them feel with the firearm that he had. Also, you got to stop just disappearing mid things, because I'll give a scenario and present it to you for dramatic effect to get your reaction, and you're fucking gone.
I was choking on the drink. Like, it would be very awkward if you guys heard me fucking coughing forward.
No. Actually, here's the thing. Cool chick is like, here's the thing. You'll take paternal love over fear any day. Is like, when it comes to treachery, dude, like, I don't know how far paternal love's gonna go.
Listen, masculine fathers already know, if you go to the point where you betray your own family, parental love ain't nothing anymore. You're just another Judas in his life. Like, don't get me wrong, it's probably a fucked up feeling, because once again, I don't have a feeling myself, but it's probably a fucked up feeling that you have to cut your own children out of your life.
Here we can even go to just an animal example. Adults will eat their young before they try to take on a predator. Paternal love does not trump all else. We see plenty of examples of parents taking out their children.
Not trump all else. JD, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, man. Just hard disagree there. Parents screw over their children for the pettiest of reasons all the time.
I love my daughter and she betrayed me. Hey, it's all good if that is your case, but more likely than not, there's a good amount of cases where parents, they abandon their kids or they kill their own kids. That's a fact of life.
Thing like, you love, but here's the thing: are you threatened by her? What does the love? How does you loving her benefit you from her? It sounds like this is completely one way, and her love for you clearly didn't keep you safe. Like, she betrayed you. She hurt you. This is the question of safety. If you are threatened by someone, do you think that paternal love? Maybe let's say, if your daughter wanted to destroy your life, would you seriously hold back because she's your daughter and allow her to destroy you?
Fuck that.
Maybe you would.
I wouldn't.
But people are far more likely to freeze up and hesitate to react when they fear their aggressor, when they fear the repercussions for their actions. People fear consequences more than they fear losing a dopamine hit.
It's either you or me, and I'd rather it be you. I'll give a fuck if it's my own kids, if they're trying to fuck me over.
And now, as MGTOW Podcast says, love, betrayal, trust, all those emotions are meaningless from a keyboard. Spend a day on the front line, you'll learn what real trust is. And but here's a huge factor.
I know.
Would the soldiers on the battlefield, again, and Yeetus, you can, you've been there, so maybe you can answer this. Do you think that the soldiers on the battlefield would trust each other, would trust their squad mates would put as much faith in them if there wasn't the threat of being killed by an enemy all the time?
No. Hell no. But if there was, once again, if there was bullets whizzing past us and the insurgency is trying to take us out with small arms fire, the man to the left and right of you is all you got. If you don't trust in them, there's a way higher likely chance you're not gonna make it back. So it's a completely different scenario when it comes to dealing with, a daughter or a son trying to take you to the cleaners when it comes to your like life insurance or your finances.
Yeah, and here's maybe paternal love can keep some children safe from the consequences of screwing over their parents. I personally would disagree with that behavior from the parents because you're enabling shitty behavior from a child. Your child, who you have a responsibility to raise correctly. So I disagree with that. Make of that what you will. But
Wait,
I think you'd be. Again? I disagree with not giving consequences to someone who betrays you, even if that person is your child.
Oh,
but if someone betrays you and they've got like a gun to your head and a whole bunch of armed thugs ready to come and break down your door, yeah, I can understand why you wouldn't hunt them down and discipline them.
My child will be lucky if he didn't get, and once again, hypothetically, because I don't have children, my child will be lucky if I didn't put a fucking magnum to his fucking head if he tries to betray me in some fucking heinous act. Okay. The most sane, the most merciful I can do is banish him from the fucking family.
Yeah, JD, if you love your children, assuming you have multiple there unconditionally, then you are equating the child who has not betrayed you with the one that has. And you are saying they are equal because they are both my children, despite their actions.
JD, I'm not saying you can't love your children, but doesn't mean they can't be punished.
Right, and if you don't equate like the necessity of punishment as a guidance tool, I think you're misguided in that as a parent. And I see the consequences of parents refusing to discipline their children. And I honestly don't think that that is love. I think that's just straight up weakness to confrontation. Like you care more about having your children be happy with you and openly praising you than you are about their long-term success. I'd question if that is love.
That is not love. That's desperation for them to like you back. Because my parents told me ever since I was younger until I was an adult, I really don't give a fuck per se if you're pissed off at me or not. I don't care. As long as you pass your schooling, as long as you get good grades, and as long as you have a plan right after high school on what you want to do, that's all that matters to me. After that, then we can focus on having the adult friendship. But when I was younger, my father don't give a fuck if he you don't like me, oh he doesn't like me. My dad gave no fucks.
Yeah, JD, just because society does not allow you to beat or hurt your children without consequences from CPS does not mean that you have no methods of discipline available to you. Cutting the child out of your life and refusing to support them is discipline. If you continue to fuel and finance someone who has betrayed you, thinking that perhaps if you're just nice enough to them, then maybe they'll see the light and come back to you, I believe you are misguided and that you are making a mistake.
I completely agree. That means you're being kind of soft right now. I don't like you right now. I really don't whatsoever. Because once again, I don't have kids of my own, but I know plenty of fathers that have daughters they, for the most part, yeah, they want to be daddy's princess. Yeah, daddy's princess, blah, blah. But once they reach a certain age, they don't give a fuck about that. Because at least fathers, and I'm sure you know, JD, shit gets real when your daughter becomes a teenager. Shit gets real. And you have to do whatever you can. You have to put any type of boundaries. And yeah, it doesn't have to be, oh, super strict. Oh my God. Oh, you're so strict. Listen, you have to put enough boundaries on your daughter to know, hey, I really don't accept your behavior. And see, that's a lot of problems with current fathers today when it comes to their daughters. They don't really want to put any type of consequences on their father's bad behavior. Not on the fathers, on their daughter's bad behavior. They don't want to put no type of punishment, no type of nothing, right? Because is that a little girl? Oh, the God-centric system. Oh, feminism. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I've been so wrong. Oh, go ahead and do whatever you want, daughter. And then you are caught up with a bunch of fucking 2, 3, 4 baby daddies, right? She's pregnant 2, 3, 4 times, and you're caught up with the bill as a father, because a son and a daughter are completely different when it comes to being raised. Completely different. If a son gets a bitch pregnant, he is definitely obligated. He is required, especially by his father, to make sure that the wife, because more likely than not, the father is going to make the son marry the wife, right? I'm talking about in general, not us. I'm saying in general. The father is going to require the son to marry the wife and take care of the kid. It doesn't matter if he's 18, 19, 20. He is held accountable for his horrific actions. But if the daughter gets pregnant 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I guarantee you the parents are stuck with the fucking consequences. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, just to address JD, and then I do have to probably cut out soon to get some food before organizing the discussion and the recording of it.
It's all good.
But here's the thing, JD, you say she's out of your life. Like, she's 19. She'll come back. She's going to fuck up and she's going to come back. And from what you've said here about you believe her, like, she's lost and her soul can be saved, that doesn't sound like you've cut her out. She's left. So you didn't get a choice in that matter. And you'd forgive her if she came back crawling to you. And she's going to. Like, the punishment does not end right away. How are you going to treat her? And if you say, I love my children unconditionally, again, you are equating all of your children and making them the exact same as though all of them betrayed you. That's like those guys that like freaking forgive the cops and say, oh, they were just following orders when they commit atrocities and violations of their duty. Like, you are equating the cop that stayed and carried out the government's orders with the one that turned in his badge and walked away on principles.
I know a good amount of men that won't hesitate. At least men around my age, a little bit older, will not hesitate to cut their daughters off if they do some crazy shit like that.
She's going to come back and she's going to want resources that would go to your other children who haven't betrayed you. Are you going to give that to her?
But hey, Dad, my OnlyFans ain't working that well. Can I have a place to stay?
She's going to come crying that her boyfriend beat her and that she doesn't feel safe.
I guarantee you, as a man, my dad will deck me in the fucking face if he finds out that I wasn't responsible with my money and I need a place to stay. I guarantee you he will deck me in the fucking face. Dead ass, right? Oh, but if it's his daughter, he's supposed to accept all the Jezebel, all the 304, all the hoish shit she's been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. Fuck that. At least with me. If I ever have a daughter, if she wants to try that bullshit, she can do that shit on her own, and she is not welcome back. Try me. Try me. Because at least my family name, or at least me and my wife's image, it is completely fucking important, right? I'm talking about future wife, right? I'm talking about overseas type shit. I'm not going to have that be at risk just because my daughter want to be a hoe. She wants to be a hoe. She could be on her own. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
I'm trying to look up this little parable thing that JD's put in. I like to see how it relates.
And that's the biggest
what he's
thing.
trying to say.
Fathers are not, for some reason these days, are not allowed to have boundaries. It is asinine to me. How are fathers are not allowed to have boundaries these days when it comes to their fucking daughters? When it comes to the son, oh, it's all good in the neighborhood, but when it comes to the daughters, oh, you sexist, misogynist, fat phobic, blah blah blah. Gentlemen, I am not. I'm not that soft of a guy.
Okay, yeah, no, here's the thing, fucking JD. You think that your daughter's gonna come back on her hands and knees and sincerely say, "I'm so sorry"? No. Like, how about you actually read the parable and take a look at the context? And the son did not betray his father in that fucking story. He was just careless and foolish.
Listen,
So if you're going to start using the teachings of Christ, at least pick a story that's actually accurate to your situation.
I'm going to keep it real. Don't be a bitch when it comes to your son. Don't be a bitch when it comes to your daughter. Don't be that bitch ass, pussy ass dude. I want nobody interrupting me right now, because right now I'm getting pretty heated. This is literally the reason why the West is falling as it is right now, because motherfuckers that want to excuse every type of fucking behavior in the world right now, not just millennials, not just Gen Z, not just Gen X, even fucking boomers. It goes there all the way up until now. This is what's going on right now with parents not wanting to upset their child because, oh, they're going to leave, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. I'd much rather be in a fucking wheelchair hunting for my own food, killing elks and shit, than to deal with my son's pussy ass thinking that he can wear a fucking skirt and be all effeminate. That's not what I taught him. Whatsoever. And if he wants to do that as an adult, be my fucking guest. If you want to go on that furry shit or that feminine femboy shit, I can't stop you as an adult, but doesn't mean that shit's gonna be around me. Doesn't mean that shit's gonna be around the family. Dad, you can't do this. You can't ban me from the family. Yes, the fuck I can. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, straight up in the parable, that's exactly what the son said. Basically, the son was foolish and starving, so he goes to his dad and says, "Look, I fucked up. I've sinned against you. I've sinned against God. Cast me out of the family and make me one of your servants so that I can work for my food and shit." And that's when the father forgave him and embraced him and shit. So,
well, I'm gonna be a lot harsher than that, because ain't no fucking way.
okay, apparently JD is a Gen Z with a 19-year-old daughter. Yeah, right. Okay.
Wait, what? Oh, wait.
Motherfucker, you got a 19-year-old daughter. You are Gen X. You are not Gen fucking Z. Gen Z is who your daughter is.
You are not Gen Z, bro. You are Gen X, or you're literally the oldest millennial. He said, yeah, 19-year-old daughter?
No, that's the thing. Like, the millennials are not old enough, like, unless he was a teenage dad, but not even then. Like 19, he'd have to be at least 32, and that's assuming that he had a daughter at 13.
JD, that's not Gen Z.
Yeah, 1981 is Gen X.
You killing me, Smalls. Like, I ain't gonna go too hard on you because I'm assuming that you didn't know the difference. I'm gonna like give you the best benefit of the doubt because I am like 2 seconds away from roasting you. How you gonna have a 19-year-old daughter? You say you Gen Z, bro.
Oh, no, apparently that was a typo because Z and X are close to each other on the
Oh,
keyboard.
it's a typo. Okay,
That makes sense.
I was just about to. Okay, I see it because Z and X they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I am not that generous. I am not that cool. I am not
Yeah.
that type of person when it comes to letting my son or my daughter do whatever they please because it's their right. Oh yeah, they're children. Oh, they're Americans. Blah blah blah. Listen, I'm their father. I don't give a fuck. They're gonna do what I tell them to do, and it is definitely not as bad as the abusive fathers out there. Let's put it out there. So if I'm telling, hey, get good grades, go do your chores and all that fucking crazy shit, I expect it to be done. And if they have a completely different outlook in life when they turn 18, I'm not going to stop them. But it doesn't mean I have to accept it.
Now, I do actually have to like pop out, eat, and get this thing set up. So
I just have to put it out there. But thank you very much, chat, for joining this conversation. I'm sure there's going to be another live stream that's going to be on very soon, probably MGTOW podcast, right? Depending on what happens, I will definitely share the stream and you guys can come on over. We're going to be talking about some good shit for at least an hour and a half. I definitely enjoyed this conversation. I'm telling you, I enjoyed it. I'm definitely grateful for anybody that donated, and I'm grateful for every single one of you guys that sat here and enjoyed me and the Great Ghost's rant, because it gets pretty real, and we drop a bunch of gems on you. Anything else, Gray?
Nah, man, beating this horse into the ground. So now hopefully I'll be able to wrap a bow on the whole Boomer World War elites conversation.
Okay. Big Top Podcast, what's the plan with Drex and Out of the Loop? Drex said that he was going to message you. So I don't know if you know what's going on. If you don't, it's all good. Honestly, I don't mind pushing this live stream until later. If you're down with that, Tim, the producer.
This is Cool Chickens. Cool Chickens. No, this discussion will not be streamed because it is going to cover shit that would get it fucking insta-banned. That's why it has to happen off stream so that people can actually talk about topics. Maybe it will get uploaded either off of YouTube in its complete form, or maybe it'll get really heavily edited and released in like tiny chunks or in such a collection of stock noises that you don't know what's being said. But no, this is going to be the kind of talk that cannot be held in any sort of public forum.
Agreed. This is Sir Yeetus. Thank you all you guys that participated and anybody else that donated, because I wasn't able to get to all of them. But I appreciate it 1,000,000%. We're going to have more artwork coming in soon. Not just the one that's upcoming. Gray saw the upcoming one, but we're definitely going to have more art after the fact. So it's all thanks to you guys. I will not be able to get any art without the people that donate. But if you did donate, I don't give a shit as long as you guys are able to listen to what we have to say. Ain't that right, Gray?
Yeah, I mean, really the point of this is to get the message out. The money just shows appreciation and helps us make the messages look pretty.
Agreed. This is Sir Yeetus. Thank you for joining this live stream today. Hopefully you got a bunch of gems dropped on you. And if there's any more streams tonight, I'll definitely let you guys know. We are out. Peace.
Peace out, Warband.